Hunter, you said you read that article. Friggin' Callum is like, oh, I protected the tax assessment house and blah, 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 blah. I thought that fit.
Yeah, yeah. But the people know what's up.
Yeah, and you're probably going to want to mention something to Thalion, too, because freaking Tomlen's over here talking shit
Yeah,
to
this guy.
the
This
cleric
guy.
corps.
Yeah, there's no way he killed more deer than me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Marjorie did kill a lot too.
Yeah, but he's talking shit. He's saying his arrows killed more deer than everybody else.
Really, probably definitely killed more with arrows than some other ranger I know.
Not
Dude,
nice.
that was just bad rolls, bro. We've all been there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you can't fucking put your virtual dice in timeout.
Yeah, no shit. Um, let me just start with. I'll start with Americus right after this. Thalion, did you get a chance to read your page on World Animal?
Yeah, I read the dude's page.
Okay. So you read that guy's page. Some of those rumors are true, and some of those rumors are not. Would you like to go through and figure out which one of those rumors are true now? Because this is at the end of the battle. It's not the next day yet, right? This is like at the end of the battle, and you're kind of collecting these rumors, and you're talking to everybody as you are cleaning up and stuff like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go through 'em.
Okay. So give me a second here. I'll open that up here, just so everybody can kind of like see what the hell we're doing. And he's in Tropica People. Yeah, that's right. Tropical People. Tomlen. Okay. So these are your sets of rumors. Which rumors do you want to investigate?
We have it up on my screen. Hold on. Okay, so the second one, he's not just arranging a Sunset Tommy used to run the Black Coin Guild.
Okay. So so number 2 is what you're looking at, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, number 2. All right. Whispered between two butchers' apprentices while stacking meat for burning because it is all infected meat from the deer. All right. Roll investigation.
Here. No, not really. Investigation.
Okay.
Fucking piss.
Investigation. You don't really get much back from that investigation. Now try insight so you can get some insight from that.
Better.
Okay, that's better. All right. You have a feeling that this is about 60% saying that it's false, 40% saying it's true. You have no confirmation, but it's about 60% saying false. You can try to gather information on this more later, but for now, this is where you're at.
Okay.
Do you want to investigate any others?
Yeah. So the last one.
Very last one.
Yeah, the one.
He's only with Callum because the Silver Tongue family promised to help him find someone dangerous. I think he's hunting more than deer. Okay. Roll investigation.
Investigation.
I mean, if you want to put together a role play thing, like you just want to go confront Callum directly, you'll have better odds, by the way.
Nah, I'm not gonna worry about him right now.
Okay. So you're just going to do general investigation?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's blocking. I think I was just curious in what else he might be hunting, but I'm not going to obviously tell me if I ask
Okay,
him, right?
people close to the silver tongue family, such as servants, tell you that they have never heard any of the silver tongues ever speak of any such deal.
They've told me that they've never heard
any silver tongue ever speak of any such deal with Tomlen.
I mean, could I check if they're lying? I'm going to check if they're lying.
Yeah, that's why I said insight.
Oh, okay.
Okay, the insight you gain from this is that if it is true, it's buried really deep. You are at another 60%. 60% false, 40% true.
Okay.
And you can do one more if you want. I'm surprised you didn't jump to the one about the fight.
I mean, wouldn't I just know about that already, though?
No, dude, remember, your memory's fucked. You're the one that came up with that backstory.
Then I wouldn't give a fuck.
Okay, we'll pick out one more and we'll run that one. And then you can investigate these further on at different points in time.
I'm curious about the second to last one, where he's sleeping. If he's
okay,
if he's
Tomlen doesn't sleep inside of town walls. Never has. Says he sleeps better with dirt under his back and a branch over his head. A guard posted on the wall during cleanup shift. You overheard him say this. Okay. Roll investigation. Ask around about that. Oh, nice. A quick inquiry with the rest of the guards actually confirms this. He camps in the woods regularly. If you would like, you can roll insight on this to gain more information.
Insight?
Oh, damn. 2 nice rolls. Okay. You have heard from some of the other guards that when they have mentioned camping and sleeping arrangements, Tomlen gets visibly annoyed and angry if anyone asks where he sleeps. You have found out 100% that this rumor is true. Tomlen does not sleep inside the town walls. Never has, and he sleeps better outside.
Very interesting. Okay. Even with these new, I guess this is older news. It's not about the current deer overtaking thing. So.
Yeah. There's a lot more to this. Like, I kind of ran with your whole idea of your memory being gone on a lot of different things and how you have interactions with people that you've had interactions with before, but you don't remember because you're affected. Is everybody here now?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, everybody is here. Hey, welcome, Constantine. Welcome, everybody.
Well, thank you, thank you.
We're ready to rock and roll.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so Americus Spital. I'm gonna take you in. I'm gonna open a map you haven't seen yet. First floor. I was about to ash into my drink.
Don't do that.
You came close, man. Okay. Americus. Elderon has been a friend of yours and Lucian's for some good time. He should be available in your World Anvil stuff, but he has kind of teamed up with you.
Yeah, I must not have seen him. I saw Peril Wickersham.
Yeah. Yeah. That's one of my favorite characters, by the way.
Bro, okay. What's this guy's name again?
Elderon Verileth. He's in the he's the guy that runs the germination pod house that your dad helped build.
Oh, yeah. So I was able to search from the map.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a
Cool.
search bar at the top of the map, and I just typed in ELD and it searched, and I found Eldorion Valeth.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I can read that up.
Cool. All right, good. You're good. Okay, so he's a super reclusive guy, but he's taken an interest in Lucian and you both. He's always had an interest in you because he was really good friends with your father, and your father helped build this place, this germination pod house. When you enter the place, y'all have a bunch of materials from the deer and a bunch of the moss and fungus looking scrapings from the deer, and you start to head upstairs.
Okay, reluctantly go
Man, I need
upstairs.
more monitors.
Do I have flashbacks going up these stairs, or is it safe?
Yeah, you can have a little, yeah. I'll give you a little bit of that, a little bit of juice on that. Water reveal, confirm. All right, you'll start heading upstairs. On your left-hand side, there's a track with lighting, and you see all of his stuff set up in his book collection and everything that's there. You'll start approaching the desk, and he starts going over the study. Americus, something has to be linked to this fungus that we have found all over these deer. This is not normal behavior. I don't think that this is something that we're aware of yet that's going on. Grab those glasses over there and let's take a look. He points out to a pair of glasses called crystal lenses.
I'll go pick them up,
Okay?
and I'll hold them up, and I'm looking through
The crystal lens glasses allow you to investigate objects and see objects clearer at a closer range, but only within a half of a foot distance.
them.
They're like jeweler's glasses, basically.
Yeah.
Here, have a look at this fungus and let me know if you see anything different. I'm going to try some different mixtures with some different chemicals to see if we come up with anything.
Can I use my nature investigation?
Yes, sir. And while you're wearing those glasses, you get a +1 on any investigation checks. And insight. 22.
That's my nature.
And investigation 26. Okay, cool. So, as you look closely at it, the green mold is an actual real material. It looks like moss, but it's not moss. It's actually fungus. And it seems to be reacting violently to one another. It eats some of the other fungus next to it and then grows in size. And then any kind of meat and material that is there, it constantly consumes and converts into more fungus.
I relay this information to the guy.
He says, interesting. And you were the one that discovered that the salt has an effect, correct?
Yes, that was me.
He comes over and he grabs a piece of the purple deer meat and he brings it over to the table. He opens up another vial of the fungus. He cuts the deer meat into 2 pieces, separates it into 2 parts. He pours fungus onto both of them. He puts salt onto one of them. And the salt burns away the fungus. The deer meat remains purple. So the salt is only reacting with the fungus, not the afflicted deer meat.
Oh, yes. That's what I thought was happening.
Interesting. He says, interesting. He takes the deer meat that has the salt on it, he wipes it off and cleans it, brings it back over, and the deer meat that has the fungus on it, he takes that deer meat and touches it to that deer meat. The fungus then transfers over and splits. Now both deer meat have fungus on it again.
Okay. So we need to find the fungus. We ain't looking for the deer. We're looking for the source of the fungus. It must be something the deers are eating.
He turns to you and he says, interesting idea. Maybe. Roll nature and investigation one more time, please. Damn, how'd you go? Man, you scored really high on one nature and then really low on the next nature. That's
That's
interesting.
what I got a nat 20 on the first one.
Oh, okay, okay. All right. Okay, he notices something about the fungus, and he takes a scraping and he puts it onto a piece of glass. He brings it over to the light, and he says, "Turn the lenses on those glasses. Look at this very closely. There's something inside of this fungus."
I'll look at it real close. What am I looking at?
Okay, investigation again. You notice small little flecks of like a wooden material inside of the fungus.
I'm able to determine what kind of wood that is.
It's a plant. That's all you know. It's plant material, not necessarily wood.
Okay. Of course, I'd tell him that.
He says, "Interesting. Well, we can surmise from all of this that the problem with these deer has to be this fungus. This fungus is very aggressive, and the nature of this fungus is transferring to the behavior of the deer."
I would like to see if there's a difference in its growth, speed of growth with different materials.
Okay.
Maybe we can kind of use that information to go out and kind of get an idea of where its origin is based on the density of the fungus in certain areas
Okay.
and what it's growing on.
And he says, "Okay, I will set up that experiment and continue here. Go on with your night. Go get some rest. You have done a great job here today. I'm extremely proud of you." And he puts a hand on your shoulder and he goes, "I know your father and your mother would be proud too."
I hang my head 14 degrees down and then look sad and then think to myself, is this what I'm supposed to look like? Is this what he's expecting me to look like?
He pats you on your back. He pats you on your back and says, "Go get some rest."
And I analyze every step as I walk out to make sure it looks like I'm supposed to be walking this way after hearing what he said.
He says on your way out, he says, "And one more thing. Keep an eye out for this plant-like material. It's almost like a metal, but it's plant. It's very, very hard. I say if you
Will
find
do.
that, you'll find some more information about this."
Will do.
Okay. And then you head on your way. All right. That completes. Does anybody have anything to do before this night is over?
Can I say something to him before I leave?
Yep.
I'd say if there's a way that we can isolate that material, right, and then get enough of it together, maybe we can have a large enough sample that someone would know what it is and could tell us more about it.
He says, "Sure." And he isolates one tiny little piece and then hands it over to you. He said, "I'll work on getting some more of it together."
Okay, cool. Take a look at it.
Good idea. Anything anybody wants to do before the night's over?
I mean, I think I was still out there checking out the deer and investigating that, right?
Okay. Baltan, your investigation, you approach, and there's a bunch of deer carcasses laying throughout the Bellmeyer grain farm. It looks like a freaking massacre happened out in this place. What would you like to do?
I wanted to, investigate the deer to see if I noticed anything like the abnormal and stuff like that.
Okay. You approach
Can I
one
roll?
of you approach one of the deer carcasses, and it's laying there. Blood is oozing everywhere, and you can see that it's got a lot of fungus all over it.
Okay. Can I roll medicine
Yes,
or
sir. You
nature?
can roll medicine, survival, nature. All you can roll whatever you want. You just tell me what you're doing.
All right. So roll medicine to see if there's anything that I noticed that would be,
Okay.
you know, a known fungus or virus that I would
Yeah.
know of.
Medically, you can tell that this thing seems to be covering the orifices of the deer, and it affects the eyesight of the deer, and it would probably affect a lot of the organs of the deer as well.
Okay, I wanted to maybe grab some of that salt and just like throw it on there to see if it reacts.
Okay. You do, and the salt immediately starts burning all the fungus away, and any portion. Actually, roll insight for this next part. Okay, I'm gonna use your current medicine and your current insight roll for this. So that would be 32, and that I'm on. Okay, yeah. Any portion of the deer's body that has been affected by the fungus burns away and turns black,
Okay,
but the rest of the deer is not affected.
so just the fungus part then.
Correct.
Okay, would I know? I guess I could roll nature to see if I know what sort of plant would cause that,
Good
or
idea.
if I.
Oh, oh, ladies and gentlemen, we got Sherlock Holmes on this motherfucker here. What, Sherlock Nature Holmes, goddamn Ranger Detective over here. All right, you notice that the deer sitting beside the deer that you put the salt on, the fungus seems to be binding with the ground there in the Bellmeyer farm, whereas the one that you poured the salt on, the fungus is separated and dying off.
Oh. Okay, so that obviously means that it can
And you
spread.
know for a 100% fact, this is a parasitic type of fungus that you have never seen in nature. Ever.
But we do know what the weakness is now.
I
Salt.
just gave you a shit ton of information. You want me to go over it again?
Yes.
Okay. So the one you poured the salt in, the fungus seems to be stopped. Like it's not doing anything else anymore. The deer that's dead on the ground that hasn't been touched by salt,
Right.
the fungus is technically like still alive, consuming the deer's body, but also sinking back into the ground. This fungus you have never seen in nature before. It is not natural.
Okay. I guess what I would want to do is see if I can maybe cut a piece off and put it in a jar or a vial that I have.
You would have to either empty your water skin or your oil container. Because I'm not seeing any other containers in your inventory.
Okay, well it's not worth it then.
All
All right, that's fine. All right, well then instead of that,
You can try to grab it if you want.
doesn't seem like a good idea. For
Hey,
one.
I'm a DM, man. I'm always here to suggest stupid ideas.
No, I'm gonna have to tell someone that they're gonna need to pour salt on all of these dead carcasses, or else it's just gonna spread and infest the lands in the area. So, I'm gonna have to go and tell a guard that.
I mean, you could investigate further into the dirt, the land, instead of the
Okay.
deer.
Well, this is where it's going into, right?
Yeah. Same thing as I said before.
Fine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get closer to it, but not, maybe like 3 feet away from it, and I'm gonna actually put my hand to the ground, and I'm gonna say, in the Elvish tongue, see if I can feel any vibrations or anything in the earth or whatever nearby.
Okay, so you're going to try to commune with the elements.
Yeah.
And combine that with nature roll, please. Worse investigation, but combine it with nature. Okay, there you go. Okay. You can feel something unnatural in the ground. And yeah, that's what you get. You feel that that there's nature there, but under the ground there's something unnatural as well.
Okay. Okay, and so this is still nighttime, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so I think after what I found there, I think I'm gonna go back to town and let them know that they need to throw salt on on the dead deer out there.
Okay. All right, you're gonna head back to the Tropica Tavroni. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay. Constantine, anything you want to do before long rest?
Nope.
Kirkendall, anything you want to do before long rest except talk? Because you did say you were going to go hang out with Merrick and talk to Merrick, right?
I did.
That's what you said at the end of last session. Sorry.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Thalion, you said you were going to go to the Bellmeyers and check in and sleep on the farm that night.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was what I said last time.
Okay. Yeah. Through talking with him at the end of the night, you notice that Oren is feeling a little bit better, but his memory is sloshy. So he has been affected, but there's no signs of affliction yet. The wait time on that is incubation over 3 days or so to see whether he's actually has the consumption or if it's just his memory that's kind of fucked like yours. Wenna keeps asking when Lucian is going to come back over. And
I have no idea when Lucian's coming back.
well, she keeps pestering you about it, and she asks you, can he come over tomorrow and sing another song? Because it made him feel better. Garen is really quiet, and he's sitting in the corner, and he has a jar full of a red liquid, and he's just drinking it, and you notice he's getting sloshed as fuck. Americus, you going back to the Tavroni bunkhouse to sleep?
Yes, indeedy. Go to my drawer.
Okay. So, starting the new day, all of the avatars need to roll your hundreds, please. Your 10d100.
Bad 31.
4. Americus 617. Y'all should be at the point now. Y'all starting to afford some shit. Constantine is performing his devotionals, so Cardenas, roll 1d100 extra, please. Okay. He's performing the devotionals. Kirkendall, are you working your porter shift for the 6 a.m. shift, the early day shift?
Yep.
Okay. And Marjorie, you're doing the same thing as you did before, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So you'll be in the northern farms already when the party sets up. Okay, setting up there. Baltan, since you worked a late night, you require a little bit more sleep to finish your long rest. When you and Americus wake up, what are you going to start your day with?
I think I'm gonna go look for Thalion to see if he wants to go to the forest to further
Okay.
investigate.
Okay. Americus, where are you heading? Oh, yeah, that's right. He's not here right now. Yeah, we'll let him be. Okay, so you're going to head up to the Bellmeyers. All right. the two people that have the free time is Lucian and Thalion. I will start with Lucian. You wake up. It's a refreshing morning. You see your mom's picture sitting on her mantle, and that text that I sent you about what happened, that happened while you were asleep, and it woke you up. So do with that as you will. You can either have gone back to sleep or started to read.
Meanwhile, the library connects to a remote book.
Correct.
Okay.
And through that, also roll 1d100 as well. Sorry.
All right.
83. Okay, gotcha.
Are you keeping track of those numbers?
Yes, I am.
Fantastic.
High school kid, college kid.
So I guess I'm gonna pull out the book. The first one.
Okay.
Hang on, I'm opening. Yes, the book one, College of Swords, The Edge That Speaks.
Yep.
And I'm going to begin reading the book.
Okay. All right.
Study research.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 3 of each, right?
Yes, 3 for each level. And yeah. Okay, it wasn't really that hard for you to pass. Level
No.
1.
They weren't bad rolls. That's an hour, right?
Yes, sir.
Cool.
So that takes up your full spare time for this morning.
Excellent. I don't even know what that gave me. I don't remember. +1 performance. Yes, I am now a slightly better bard.
Yep. It's like the whole point of the, College of Swords,
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I'm down with it.
Okay, Thalion. What are you doing with your spare time this morning, buddy, before Baltan gets there?
To be honest, I would have been enjoying my delightful breakfast cooked by the lovely Miss Marjorie, and I would have been chatting.
Okay, let me
and
go
hanging out
in.
with the family, acting as the man of the house, as the son's a little bit disheveled. Remember, he was a bit of a bastard, so there's no way he could be.
Okay, let me go into here real quick and set you up for breakfast. We still had the fight scene going on over here.
Is there like some sort of well-fed buff?
No, but there's a
no,
debuff
because
if you don't eat.
Yeah, no, but there is a bonus that you got free food and a free place to sleep.
It's true. It's true. I was, if I spent 10 seconds eating, I wasn't sure if I got like 10 there or something.
Of course, Winia is there once again asking you when Lucian's going to be back. And she's all up in your ear. Garen still has a jar of red liquid in his possession. And it's full again. And he is drinking it, getting wasted.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell her that I do not know currently when he will be back. But as soon as I talk to him, I will let him know to get here presently.
And she looks at you with delight in her eyes. You mean he might be coming by today?
It could be quite soon, yes.
And she squeals and says, "Oh, I gotta go fix my hair," and runs off into her room. Garen sits silently at breakfast, as does Martha, staring down. Garen finishes off an entire jar of the liquid he drank. He gets up and stumbles and carries the jar back upstairs into his room silently.
This is about to get awkward.
Okay. And this is the morning, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
This is breakfast.
All right, well, I'm gonna be very quiet and eat.
Okay. You hear loud clanging and pouring and sloshing coming from upstairs. Garen comes back down. He's got a whole nother jar of red liquid and sits back down at the table and continues to drink it.
All right, Rudius.
And this is the brother, right?
Yeah. This is the son of Orin.
Yeah. So, what's your plan, Darian?
Fucking plan. I don't need a plan. It's just leave me alone. My father's affected. He's never gonna be the same again. And he stands up and he's kind of wavering back and forth.
There is a cure for this. I'm sure of it.
You hear a knock at the door.
I go and answer the door. That's the only sober male.
Yeah, dude, he's wasted. You open the door and you find Baltan fresh and rested for the day.
What's up, Baltan?
I wanted to talk to you about what we were experiencing last night with the deer.
Yeah, the horror film? Yeah.
Yes, I was actually wanting to see if you know anything further about the moss that was around the deer.
You do remember it from your campsite.
Yeah. And I had some moss memory thing. I'm familiar with that the deer and the moss are associated in it, but that's about it. I don't know what exactly it's doing to them.
Correct.
Or if they're eating it or whatever.
Okay. So I'm going to let him know that, I investigated a little bit, and it's a parasitic fungus that I've never seen before. And if you pour salt on it, it will kind of, turn hard and turn black.
Ew. Okay. So but you gotta, is that, I mean, is it, what happens when you salt it? Like, does it die? Does it cure stuff? Is it a...
In fact, weren't there deer that were like killed not too far from where we were?
Yeah, but overnight, like the cleanup shift was there. Like the whole city banded together to salt all the deer after you told them to, and then
Okay, good.
they're burning the corpses even after salting.
Okay, good. So then the fungus didn't spread further then, right?
No,
Okay, good.
well, I mean,
So
yeah,
yeah, so my issue or I'm thinking that there may be other further fungus further out in the forest. So I feel like maybe we should get a team together to go figure out and look it out.
Oh, I'm all about getting a team together.
Right. Perhaps we should look at the job board and see if there's a job for it, maybe.
Well, I think we should just go wrangle up that handy dandy bard, the singing boy, and he can find
Did you say
us some
something
guys.
about a bard?
Yes, we're looking for him, and we will bring him back to you. I've already told you.
Oh my god! And you hear clanging and bumping around her room.
Honey, Lucian died.
And then I yell upstairs. She ran upstairs.
She ran back into her room.
Say, all right, have a nice day. And then we leave.
Okay, where are you guys gonna head?
I'm
Well,
following.
I would
The
say
better
if we're
room.
looking for the bard, then he's probably at the bar.
Okay, so you head to the Tabroni. Gotcha. All right. Through your time working with Merrick talks to you about the Hidden Veil Throne. This is for Kirkendall. Kirkendall?
Yeah, dude. I'm
Okay.
listening.
Okay, I was just making sure you're there.
Yep.
Through your time working with Merrick, he starts talking about the thrones and he starts talking to you and kind of witnessing to you about religion. Okay.
Yeah.
And
I want to ask him.
dude, that always throws me off because your name is Kaiser, but when I see Kaiser, I think Kenneth, because his dog's
I
name
know.
is Kaiser.
Yeah.
So like setting these permissions for stuff is just really weird sometimes. Okay, there you go. Now you have access to it. You should have access to the personal books section.
I'll check it out later.
Okay. I was just letting you know that you have access to it. That's all.
Cool.
This is Kaiser. He gives you a copy of the book. I'm going to just tell you the name of it, and then you don't have to go any further than that for right now. He gives you a copy of the Celestial Codex of the Ten Thrones.
I'm going to shake Merrick's hand and say, thank you. You know, I wanted information, and in fact, I wanted to talk to you about it.
What would you like to know?
You said you were of the Oblivion?
Yeah, I follow what I like to call the veil.
Okay, so tell me about it.
And he proceeds to tell you all about the veil and what he calls the veil. The veil, for him, if you could see the shared screen,
Yes.
he opens up the Celestial Codex of the Ten Thrones, and the throne he's talking about is the throne of Shadowed Silence. And this Shadowed Silence has a philosophy of floating through life and how the universe is the way it is and is going to be the way it is. It is worshiping the space in between spaces and oblivion. Wilhelm, roll 1d100, please.
Oh, did
one-
mine roll up? No, I got a 49. Sorry.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because it didn't
Okay,
pop
yeah.
up on the screen. Alright, so let me finish this out. He starts to speak of you about the throne of shadowed silence. And he says, through our combat and our fight and everything that we get involved in, death, it's a passage into other unseen worlds. It's not a punishment. And he begins to teach you all about the throne of silence, and he teaches you about the different things that are there, the different devotionals and the holidays associated with it. And he says, this is not a path that somebody walks because they want death. It's because they know that will eventually happen. It's inevitable. And that inevitability is the point of the throne of silence.
So it is I'm replying to him. So it is a quiet death, correct?
It's quiet because it's only inevitable.
Still, I find it fascinating. I do not wish to join it, but I understand you. I 100% do. I do not know why my memory is still faded, but I understand it.
Okay. Switching turns. After you finish your work at the dock, where are you going to head?
So technically speaking, me and Merrick should have worked the docks, correct? For
Yes.
about, what,
And you're done with your
10
shift.
10 copper?
I'll put the payment. I've got you on my list to pay right now.
Yeah, just going to tell him, hey, Merrick, get your water, get your bread, and let's talk more, because I still find it fascinating.
How about we go to the tavern and enjoy a meal?
Very well. Let's do that.
Okay. Start heading to the tavern. Okay. All right, Baltan and Thalion. As you guys walk towards town, you see Marjorie on your left finishing up her shift from healing and helping the people out in the southern farms.
So we spot Marge. We're walking. We spot Marjorie from finishing her healing in the southern farms.
Yeah. Give me a second to minimize this. Okay. So you're coming out of the Bellmeyer's house right here. And you're heading back into town, and she's right there on your right.
I look at Baltan, then I look in Marjorie's direction, and then I look back at Baltan.
And I go, should we ask her to join us?
Marjorie, you spot Baltan and Thalion walking up to where you're finishing up your shift.
I say, hi there, gentlemen. Where are you heading to?
To find you, Marjorie. That's what we were doing. We
To
were
do
looking
what?
to gather a party.
Oh, yeah?
We assembled a gang.
All right, well, I'm just finishing my shift, so let's go.
All three of y'all roll perception. Quick.
$15.
Cool.
Opening it up on my phone. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, so Marjorie and Baltan definitely see it. Down the northern road that cuts between the Bellmeyer's farm and the other farms, in the distance, you can see a carriage and a caravan arrive from the forest. Thalion, you do not see this.
I don't see anything. I got dust in my eyes.
Yep. And Marjorie, you would know this as the standard 2-week carriages that come into town. This carries passengers, this carries new goods, this carries food, this carries all kinds of things. And when it leaves, it takes export. This carriage belongs to the Moore Shipping and Supply Depot. This is part of their carriaging services. It is coming from the Middling Mountains.
Right, we should approach it and question them if they've seen anything weird on the way here.
It's a pretty large caravan with a lot of people. It will, you know, from history, it stops in over at the Moore Shipping Supply Depot here with Pendle Norick, right? So, oh, shoot, I didn't mean to grab that. So many icons. It stops in at the shipping supply depot, so coming into town is going to stop there and everybody's going to unload.
Well, I'm going to consult with my party. Should we follow them and question them?
We were going to go to the tavern to go see if we can find that bard from yesterday.
I'm gonna get the fucking bard.
All right. Well,
Try to get more people together, and then maybe once we get everyone together, we can go to the caravan.
It'll take them a little while to get in town. They move kind of slow.
sounds like a plan.
Okay, so y'all start heading to the tavern. Americus, starting your beginning of your day, what are you going to head to do?
I'm going to go out and start looking around for fungus out along the sides of the pathways
Okay.
heading out of town. Yeah.
Okay, nature and investigation, please. Wow, okay. That's pretty good. As you're going through the Bellmeyer's grain farm, you find some of the fungus still on the ground. Little bits of it here and there. All over the ground. So out here in the fields, you see bits of fungus all on the ground. They're like small little dime-sized little bits.
All right. I'm gonna kind of walk around and I'm looking for areas of concentration.
So in that area that I circled in black there,
Yeah.
this whole area is like no grain will grow there.
Okay. Do I? I don't think I have anything to take. Let me see. Can I take a sample of the ground?
Of the dirt?
Yeah.
Yeah. The dirt's harmless. I mean, less, of course, it has fungus in it, but if you want to make
Well,
sure like
yeah.
you can just get dirt, it's not that hard.
Yeah, I just want the dirt. I really don't give a shit about the fungus that much. I just want the dirt.
Okay, so you're gonna dig down and take like scoops of dirt, like
I'd
couple
probably
hands?
scrape the top off of my foot to get down to just the dirt.
Okay, perception one more time.
Ooh, I'm seeing things, baby.
It took me a second to get you there, but by golly, I got you there. Okay, so you scrape some of the dirt up, and as you do, you notice there is a really thick, dark root right below the surface.
I start exposing it by scraping the dirt around it
Okay.
with my boot. I'm just trying to see how big it is, and I'm just trying to try to.
You're just gonna do it with your boot? Okay, gotcha.
In the beginning, yeah.
Yeah. So you
If
start
it's bigger, I'm gonna get down and use my hands. Yeah.
you start surfacing it, and it looks like a root that's like made of iron. It looks like iron. It's not, but it looks like iron. It is
And
a
then I
pretty
think
tough
about
root.
the plant-like material, and then I want to pull that out, and I want to
Insight.
compare.
Yes, sir. Insight.
Hey, can't I like? I think I have a trait.
Halfling luck.
Yeah.
Yes.
Inspiration. You should still be inspired too.
Oh yeah,
somewhat.
yeah. Re-roll, inspire.
No, I'm
And-
just gonna do the luck because that's my halfling. When I
Okay,
roll
yeah.
one,
Start with that.
Yeah, I'll do the luck because I can use that as much as I want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
it makes
use
it.
the fuck
It
out of
makes
that.
you.
I see. It's like it's finicky, but you get it a bunch of times.
Correct.
As opposed to like one blanket reroll. I got
It's for skill junkies. So like if you were a
Yeah.
bard that was also a halfling, that would.
Motherfucker.
Thank you, God. Okay, yes, it is the same material, and since you got a 19, I can award you a little bit more, and you vaguely remember somebody talking about iron root at some point in a bar, in a tavern. And how iron root had affected their fields.
Okay. I think I'm kind of ready to take this information back
Okay.
to the old man that I was with.
Okay.
Old Herb.
Where are you going to head to? The tavern?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the tavern.
Okay. All right. Okay, everybody, we got some investigation and some goodies done. That's. Let me see who all is at the tavern. I think everybody is at this point.
That looks like Mr. Hanky up there.
Yes, it did.
We can begin. All right, so you walk into the tavern. It's a busy day as normal. Lucian takes the stage, and I will enter you guys in here shortly. So, Lucian, go ahead and start your performance.
Okay, you guys ready?
Ready.
Let's hear this shit.
Let's strum my lute. I was walking through the woods one day when I saw a shadow come my way. The ground was rumbling, the trees did shake, and then I heard a thundering break. A horde of deer, a wild stampede, charging at me with primal speed. Their eyes were wild, their hearts were fierce, but I wasn't scared, I pierced that fear. I'm gonna fight the horde with all my might. Stand my ground through the wild night. The deer may charge, but I won't flee. I'll take them down, just wait and see. The antlers glinted. Oh, this is hard. Sorry. The antlers glinted in the moon's cold light. They came at me with thundering strike, but I was ready. I had my blade. No deer in this world would make me afraid. I dodged the first and swiped at the next. Took 'em down one by one. No time to rest. With every blow, they fell to the ground. I kept moving, didn't make a sound. That one did not rhyme, ChatGPT. I'm gonna fight the horde with all my might. Stand my ground to the wild of night. The deer may charge, but I won't flee. I'll take 'em down, just wait and see. The forest echoed as they screamed and ran. Again, okay, this one's much shittier. Sorry, guys. The first one was much better, and then like I closed the app, I guess, and it fucking erased the prompt.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Go ahead
I
and
read through that one. That was off the fly.
no worries, man. It was good. Good job. Good job. Well, your performance. Oh, nice. Okay. All right, you're on my pay list. Alrighty. So all of you come in during Lucian's performance, and Baltan, Majory, and Americus, you are kind of just standing there watching the performance when it first comes in. Kirkendall and Merrick, you're sitting at the bar. You see Lucian and his performance, and he finishes his performance, and the whole crowd cheers, and then they get off, and he goes to get off the stage. Your group, Americus, you join up with the group of Thalion, Majory, and Baltan, and you'll see Kirkendall and Merrick sitting over at the bar. Are you gonna approach?
Yeah. Well, I want deal with fellas to pay me.
Yeah. Okay. Group of guys. Baltan, Thalion, and Americus and Majory. Are y'all gonna approach the bar?
Sure.
Okay. All right. You guys are all together while you are sharing information. Then I will go ahead and do my pay schedule.
Okay, so I'm gonna share with the group what I found out about the fungus and the salts, and basically after anything we kill, we need to put salt on it to purify it and all that sort of stuff. And we need to find out what the source is before it gets worse and you can't grow crops anymore because of their, pollution that it causes.
So, a parasitic fungus, you say? That is most perturbatory. What did your experiments uncover, Americus?
Fungus, eat shit or whatever, and then
The important thing you discovered, the iron root. Share that information.
of course.
Okay, so he shares the information about the iron root, but he can't quite remember where he heard iron root from.
Oh, wasn't that, Oren telling us that the iron root had overrun the farms? That was one of their complaints. Nothing would grow. So, are these two separate problems, or are they the same problem manifesting different symptoms?
Can I roll nature to see what I know about iron root?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Nothing.
No. I need to text you this.
What about you, Thalion? What do you know of this parasitic fungus? Marjorie, anything to input? I know Kirkendall doesn't know much. He's fishing all day.
All I know is it makes these deer crazy.
Yes, I would say you are correct. They do not seem normal.